Hey, it's Shana Meyerson with YOGAthletica in Los Angeles, California, here today to tell you the 3 most important alignments of warrior number 1. Now, I know this seems like very rudimentary, beginner level stuff, and yes, this is going to be 100% appropriate for beginners, but let me just say, I have taught thousands of students all over the globe. Most of them self-identify as advanced, and almost everyone does this pose incorrectly. So, fair warning, I'm not going to go into the comprehensive posture, every single alignment. I'm just going to talk about the 3 that you must know and must integrate in order to get a real live warrior number 1. To start, the first alignment, and I'm sure you've heard about this, is that the front knee is supposed to be at or something very, very close to 90 degrees. What's a 90-degree angle? It's also called a right angle. Maybe you learned about this in geometry, but what it looks like in your body, and take a picture or video so you understand what's going on in your body, is that the knee is basically over the ankle and approximately the same height as the hip. So that is alignment number 1. Front knee is bending at or as close to 90 degrees as possible. By the way, if your stance is too long, you're going to wind up with a hip that can go below the knee. That means your stance is too long. If your knee has any option to go past your ankle, your stance is too short. Almost everybody on earth goes too short, something like this, with the hip way above the knee when it's over the ankle. Why? Because it's a cheat. Let's stop cheating, folks, and let's get honest. Warrior 1 is an honest to goodness, hardcore pose, no matter what level you are. Okay. So we have number 1 is that we're trying to get 90 degrees in front. Now, alignment number 2 is that the outer edge of the back foot needs to be pressing into the floor. Okay, it should sort of feel like you're lifting up from the instep of your foot to roll to the outer edge. This is important. This is what I see often, is leaning so far in that the outer edge of the back foot lifts or starts to lift, okay? This back foot is your anchor. And by the way, it's at about a 45-degree angle, not 90. You could consider that a bonus alignment, just a little gift from me. So, number 2 is that the outer edge of the back foot is pressing. So, number 1, 90 degrees in front. Number 2, outer edge of the back foot pressing. Now, number 3 is the kicker. This is the one that changes everything for this pose, and by far, the hardest part of Warrior 1. And that is that your hips need to square forward. I talk about this in my other Warrior 1 video about the stupidest adjustment ever, but your hips, almost everybody have them at something in a diagonal. Why? Because it's lazy and it's easy. Why is it easy? Because my hip is being pulled open by this back leg, right? So I need to fight the power. My front knee is bent. That's number 1. My back foot is pressing. That's number 2. I'm not bent all the way. I'll get into it. But number 3 is that my hips need to face all the way forward. Okay? Obviously, in real Warrior 1, my hands are in the air, not on my hips. But having your hands on your hips is a good way to sort of understand better what's going on in your hips. But wait, there's more. a free Ginsu knife if you wait until the end of the video. Joking, there's no Ginsu knife. Okay, here's the problem, and this is why these three things, front knee 90, back ouch or the back foot pressing, and hip squaring are so important, is that each of these three things pulls you out of one of the other two. Ugh, what does that mean? It means that this pose that seems to be stagnant, right? We just stand there for however many breaths in Warrior One. Hopefully you have a practice where you're not just passing through this pose, but actually holding it for a minimum of 5 breaths at some point to really get the benefits of the pose. But rather than being stagnant, even though we're staying still, it's so dynamic that while I'm in this pose, my mind is going through the dialogue. Front knee bending, back foot pressing, hips are squaring. Now here's the problem. As my front knee bends, my back foot wants to get sort of lazy and lift from the outer edge. But as I press back into that foot, as I already mentioned, it's going to open my hip. Okay, here's the challenge. When my hip turns forward, either I'm gonna wanna lift for the back foot or my front leg is gonna wanna straighten. It's just how bodies work. So, as you watch me in the pose, even though it may look like I'm just staying really, really still, I'm bending deeper, pressing the back foot, turning my hip. Bending deeper, pressing the back foot, turning my hip. And I am consistently scrolling through these three actions in order to create an honest to goodness, amazing Warrior One pose for all levels. Beginner, intermediate, and yes, advanced. Listen, if you really, honestly and truly want to level up your entire yoga practice, be sure to subscribe to my full-length classes on my Vimeo channel. Link is in the description below. Here on YouTube, I teach pose by pose. On Vimeo, they're full-length classes that are guaranteed to level you up, to give you the balance, the strength, the flexibility that you need to master all the poses that I teach here on YouTube. That's what I got for you today, warriors. Namaste and have a great day.